Infantile Earth was characterized by a violent volcanic and molten state. The Hadean Eon, which lasted from 4.6 to 4 billion years ago, was the first geologic eon of the Earth, beginning with the planet's formation by accretion from our solar nebula. Though this Earth would be unrecognizable to current life forms, it laid the foundation for the establishment of life on our planet. Through the Hadean, Archean, and Proterozoic eons, a planetary environment hospitable for the formation of life emerged. The first unicellular life forms emerged in the Archean eon. These unicellular organisms and the chemical processes they performed led to an oxygen-loaded atmosphere that allowed for the development of multicellular organisms. This development took place during the Proterozoic eon, which lasted from 2.5 billion to 542 million years ago. However, it was during the Cambrian explosion, a relatively short evolutionary event that occurred around 542 million years ago at the beginning of the Cambrian period, that most major animal phyla arose. It is during this time that polychaetes, among many others, appeared. Polychaete jaws, as well as their burrows and tracks, appear in the fossil record beginning from this time. Polychaetes are a class of annelid worms with around 8,000 known living species. They are known by many names, including lugworms, clamworms, bristleworms, fireworms, pololo worms, sea mice, and feather duster worms. All of these names reflect the wide array of body types characterized by this class of organisms. Polychaetes are among the most common marine organisms and are known for their well-defined segmentation of the body. Most of their body segments have a pair of parapodia, which are flat, lobe-like outgrowths with small bristles or setae. These outgrowths assist in movement, feeding, and other functions. The class of Polychaeta can be divided into two subclasses of organisms, the Urantia, or free-living forms, and the Sedentaria, immobile forms. The Urantia use their parapodia to move water through their burrows, while the Sedentaria secrete an encasing tube and extend tentacles into the water to search for food. Polychaetes occupy many different ecological niches and function by burrowing, swimming, and tube dwelling. Some are grazers, while others are predators, scavengers, or parasites. They range in size from a few millimeters to up to 3 meters. Some species feed on small plants and animals, while others are purely carnivorous. Polychaetes have a relatively simple anatomy, though it is variable between species. They have a head end, or prostomium, and a posterior segment, or pygidium, with a number of body segments in between. The head usually has antennae, as well as pits lined with cilia that function as chemoreceptors. Some species have a jaw and a pharynx, which helps them eat by grabbing their food and pulling it into their mouths. The digestive tract consists of a straight tube running from the mouth to the anus. However, this basic form does vary based on the feeding type of the individual species. Respiration can occur through most of the body through the parapodia that operate via gas exchange with the water. Some species also have gills that aid in this physiological process. A majority of species within the Polychaeta class have two separate sexes rather than being hermaphroditic. During the process of reproduction, the sperm and eggs are discharged into the water where they meet and undergo fertilization. Once this has occurred, the fertilized eggs mature into trochophore larvae. These larvae eventually mature into the adult form of the organism by adding more body segments. However, this is just one way that reproduction occurs in this class of organisms. There are still other species that are hermaphroditic in anatomy and others that reproduce via budding. In short, polychaetes are diverse in their structure, size, reproductive habits, and ecology. Their wide range of habits and functions make them an interesting and essential class of marine organisms. They play an important role in turning over the bottom sediments in the sea due to their burrowing. They can also serve as monitors for health of the marine environment due to their contact with the water column. Though they are often overlooked by the average observer, Polychaetes are a class of diverse, beautiful, and important organisms.